starting point of our transition to Agile was a discussion between the Vice President of Operations and myself. The team had multiple conflicting and rapidly changing activities and priorities. They were struggling to meet deadlines and challenged with quality issues. The team set out not to be agile, but rather to be a bit more productive and to make our jobs easier. The systems engineering team is in the email communications division of Premier Global. The division sells email services, software as a service. Products have both web-based user interfaces and programmatic interfaces. The customers are global. The service needs to be available 24/7 and highly scalable to meet peak demands. The systems engineering team is responsible for a wide variety of work, including meeting non-functional requirements, deploying software, leading infrastructure upgrades, and providing 24/7 support for the various systems. Additionally, the team requires a wide variety of technical skills, from general Linux system administration to networking, security, and MySQL database administration. At the start of this experience report, the systems engineering team had a large and growing list of work and was challenged to meet the deadlines of the various project teams. A key problem was unstable production software, which consumed systems engineering resources and created uncertainty about whether project deadlines could be met. The decision to try Scrum was pragmatic. It appeared that Scrum would provide a better format for managing the workload facing the systems engineering team. The adoption of Scrum was facilitated by the fact that the development teams had adopted Scrum and the systems engineering team manager had prior experience with Scrum. The team used the mantra running better, easier to triage and prioritize work. First, keep the production environments running. Second, enhance the product by supporting development and delivering enhancements and major infrastructure projects. Third, improve the environment and processes so that the team spent less time on routine tasks. A single backlog contained work from the various projects for the systems engineering team. The systems engineer worked with each development team and led each infrastructure project. The systems engineer created, updated, and frequently completed the backlog items for the project or team. The team held a weekly meeting to review and prioritize work. The first few meetings were eye-opening, as there was far more work than resources. Additionally, the team overcommitted to the first few sprints. However, the team soon found their rhythm, effectively planning and delivering on work. The definition of done varied by the type of work. Some work was done when completed in or deployed to production. Larger pieces of work might be split into 2 or 3 backlog items: design, build, and or deploy, with acceptance of each part. Acceptance was done either by the supported team or another systems engineer. There's a lot of discussion and experimentation around incorporating work on production incidents into the backlog of work. Generally, production incidents were not counted in the velocity or added to the backlog. However, follow-up work that exceeded 4 hours, for example, root cause analysis, better monitoring, updating system documentation, was added to the backlog. The systems engineering team had 4 members located in India and 6 in the US. This led to breaking the team into 2 sub-teams. The systems engineering manager served as the Scrum Master for the India team. He attended their stand-up via phone, communicated their status in the US meetings, and resolved any impediments for them. While Scrum improved the overall process, the systems engineering team still had several problems. First, production issues and incidents were causing the team to add work in mid-sprint. Second, not all stories were being completed within the sprint. Scrum was good, but was not a perfect fit for the team's needs. About the time the team was dealing with the challenges of Scrum, Corey Latta's article and website on Kanban or Scrumban were discovered. The practices seemed to be a good fit and offered solution for some of the team's specific problems. The team began integrating Kanban practices into their current process. The first technique adopted was the daily pull. Work would be pulled by staff members during the daily stand-up. This was less a process change and more an acknowledgement of current reality. Interestingly, now that items were being pulled on a daily basis, there was a decrease in the number of items being pushed into the in-progress queue, as folks realized that work would be completed without having to interrupt a sprint. Once the daily pull was in place, the team limited the amount of work in progress. Generally, the team worked to maintain between 2 and 2 5-point items in progress per team member. This allowed a team member to switch tasks if waiting for another party to complete work or to remove an impediment. While work could be inserted into the backlog at any time, there was a need to provide some longer-term objectives. A monthly planning meeting was set to break down and prioritize items into an available queue for each month. This provided a sense of longer-term goals. The team did not implement a number of key Kanban concepts, such as value stream mapping and tracking cycle times. This means the team did not explicitly focus on reducing delays or eliminating waste. Additionally, the process of Kaizen was not formally pursued. However, the team was still able to gain significant process improvements from adopting the Kanban techniques. The process of applying Scrum and Kanban was a tumultuous but rewarding time. The team significantly increased availability and scalability while reducing the number of production incidents. Additionally, the work became more enjoyable. Along the way, the team learned a number of valuable lessons. Here are a couple of the more valuable lessons learned. First, process improvement is a journey, not a destination. The team did not start out with the objective of converting to Scrum or Kanban. Rather, the team focused on making their environment more efficient and enjoyable. The teams tackled problems both procedural and technical by trying new things and keeping what worked. Key to the team's ability to successfully use techniques from Scrum and Kanban was understanding the prerequisites and purpose of the various techniques. Techniques that are critical in one context may be counterproductive in another. The team needed to know when to work correctly on implementing a technique and when to adopt, drop, or defer another.